Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Welcome. Let me say hi to a few people here before I get started. It feels so good to be back on my regular scheduled time slot. You guys have no idea how good this feels to me. I don't know, I just got used to that consistency, and I just prefer to work this hour because most of my days are planned around um, being here at a particular time. So it just works out better for me because then I find myself struggling to get other things done. So, as much as I love my family, and I tell you guys, thank you so much for the prayers. My brother seems to be doing very well right now. He was able to get out of the hospital the very next day. He's still in a lot of pain, but again, he says thank you to the squatties for your prayers, especially after I explained to him exactly what Royal Sussex is. And he had a general idea. He knew it was something. I mean, he knew I was on the social media every day, but he didn't have a good grasp of things. So there you have it. So, yes, again, thank you for those prayers. And I just need to do, let me see, or did I do that already? Yeah, I think I'm done with that. So just need to bring up my slides, and we are good as I work to the last minute. But again, thank you guys for being so patient um, during that period of time when I wasn't on at my regular hour. Um, but just if you've ever like exercised consistently, then you know how out of sorts it feels when you skip a day, if you will, or if you don't do it the same hour every day. So I'm almost where I need to be, and then I'm going to say hi to a few people, and then we'll talk about it. Well, I talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Talk about moving. You gotta move on. Ba, 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 ba. You gotta move on. Am I showing my age? Speaking of which, I hope I included that in my slides. I have a bit of an age test for you guys so I can determine who is and is not a baby boomer amongst us. Some of you guys are just posing as baby boomers because you think that we are the coolest, hippest generation. Okay, baby boomers and others, here we go. I mean, if you're not a baby boomer, it's okay. We won't hold that against you. We just won't trust you as much. When you wake up in the morning and you step out of bed, if you don't hear something go snap, crackle, and pop, we just don't trust you as much. You have to have achy joints and pops in your knee and hips and stuff, then we trust you more. Okay. Oh, the sound is a little low. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay, I can fix that. The sound is low. Oh, you know what? I know what happened. I know what happened. Okay, I'm sorry. I know what happened. I forgot I unplugged. I forgot I unplugged my regular mic. Thank you for saying that. I know exactly how to fix that. Ah, there you go. All right. So, is that better? Please give me a thumbs up. I think it is. Yeah, I forgot I unplugged the big mic. That doesn't sound weird. Okay, give me a thumbs up if we're good. Thumbs up, somebody, thumbs up. Is the sound better? No? Still the same? Okay. I think I see a thumbs up. All right, we're good now. Oh, I forgot. I had totally forgot. So let me see. Audio device. Ah, that's even better. I think that's even better. I think I'm using the proper microphone now. Yes. Okay. Okay, that's the UBS audio device. Yeah, you know what? No wonder yesterday sounded weird because I was using the internal mic for the computer. While you guys are solving problems, technical issues from thousands of miles away in some cases. Thank you, and more thanks. All right. One of the things that is most important is the audio in a live chat or any kind of. Oh, thank you, Lydia. Is the audio is everything. People will forgive a crappy looking photo, but audio is everything. So thank you. I didn't realize, but I do remember that I unplugged it the other day. All right, so hello to Lydia, Veronica Quick, TCC Son, Adrian Burrow, Susie Q, Shell Stewart, and Mo Shannon, Wendy Lohman. Hi. Sister wants to say hi to a bunch of people. So let's get that up there and help out. Connie Balmer. Hello, Connie. Connie, hi. Who else is here? Dari Wiley, Clara Cador, great. Lynn, Vinny Blair, Bertha Stevens. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Mod Squad. I have to say thank you to the Mod Squad because I had another one of those people. I will read. I will read what the troll told me. Um, I don't want to show their name because I don't want you going after this person. Um, but they said to me, and one of the Mod Squad removed it. Let's see, where is it? Enjoy your podcast, but unnecessary laughing is really a big put off. Sorry for being so blunt. Stop it. I forgot. I really forgot. Sometimes when people say something like that, you have to look and see how long they've had an account because sometimes it is a newly established account. And anyway, that person won't be bothering us anymore because guess what happened? I blocked them. So, but yeah, they said I laugh too much. So, whatever. But I get those sometimes, and the Mod Squad takes care of it whenever they get a chance to. So, thank you again, Mod Squad, for removing something as vile and vicious and unnecessarily ugly like that from the comment section. So there you have it. I told you people can be really surly sometimes. Okay. I think they said on Color Purple, folks don't like people too proud and too free. All right. So let's see, where are we? Oh, thank you, and thank you, Church Nelly, and Cookies and Cream, and Mo Shannon, and Anastasia Isabella. You know, Anastasia became a moderator because Anastasia was nice enough to tell me, Baron, there's some trolls in here. And so maybe the third time she told me that, I was like, okay. And so I said, I don't know if you know this, but you're a moderator now. And she's like, well, I'm not sure what that means, but I'll figure it out. And so she's been defending this space ever since. And thank you for that. Okay. Yeah, it would be impossible for me to do all of that by myself. That would be like a whole day's work, several days a week trying to rid the chat of the derangers, because you know they come over when they want to get something off their chest. They don't even love the Cambridges as much as they love to hate the Sussexes. How twisted is that? Okay, so let me move on. Thank you again, everyone. And here we are. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to review a bit from yesterday. So this happened, and it seems to have a momentum of its own rather, where all of the news outlets, all of the news outlets have covered this story. I can't think of one who has not mentioned the fact that the Duchess of Sussex um, traveled to Texas, and apparently she went unnoticed for quite some time, especially when you consider the fact I do believe if you put things in order, she actually had gone to the shelter or to the kitchen where they were feeding first responders and the families and such coming there to grieve and mourn. Well, apparently she just came into the back door and put herself straight to work. And there were no cameras, in spite of what the derangers are trying to say. There were no cameras. And of course, all of us knew yesterday. I mentioned it. You may have mentioned it in the comments, but we all know that when there's that type of attention paid to the Sussexes, then suddenly there is an explosion of misinformation. And leading the charge always seems to be the royal rodents. They are the ones who, first, they'll be very low key about it, and they'll just report the events as they happen. And then we just wait. The next thing you know, the royal rodents are on the case. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. They all crawled into their little dens and whispered among one another and such. Fortunately, there is ways to deal with a rodent with a rodent problem. There are some means of dealing with them. As a matter of fact, just a whiff of any type of justice, and they tend to scurry. And so that's how you solve the rodent problem. Is you have to just make your presence known. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing something about a birthday here. I don't want to miss out on that. Whose birthday is it? Happy birthday, Annie. Annie Bullard, is it your birthday today? Gosh, because we could use some good news. We can definitely use some good news. So, hello, Annie Bullard. Happy birthday. Okay, I see that there. Well, happy birthday, Annie Bullard. Many happy returns of the day. Thank you for bringing us some good news at a time like this. All right. I'm glad to have something else to think about besides the obvious. And at this point, let me just say, nobody could be in more distress at this time than the parents of those children, than the siblings of those children, the families and such. Nobody could be feeling worse right now. And that includes the families of the Buffalo supermarket and any other tragedy like this, because as we spoke about this on the weekend, and people were able to express themselves, freely on Royal Sussex, which is what we always want. Um, as we spoke about that, we, had some revelations from the squatties themselves, and we found out that Black Queen had been through. I believe it was Black Queen who told us about. I think it was her brother, and so when those tragedies happen, you have no idea. At least I hope you don't have to know how painful it is, to not only suffer through the loss, but then the endless speculation about who did what and how could this have happened. And eventually, that type of speculation is something that drifts into the family of the people who suffered the loss. And so that's why you have to choose your words carefully. But the media, with that quest to get the story out there, sometimes they can be very careless, not to mention the good old fashioned gossipers and such. So that's like the pain on top of pain, is that you're not even clear what happens, and everybody has an opinion. The phone won't stop ringing, and then if it's on the news, then there's this endless loop of your loved one, the victim, the victim, the victim. It's just so many things that are piled up. So when stuff like this happens, having gone through a similar experience myself, I know what it's like to have that type of attention, along with the fact that you're mourning. So this is it's a process. It's a process that unfortunately has to be lived to understand. Hopefully, you don't have to live that situation. Vinny Blair says this story about Meghan in Texas has been reported worldwide. Most just a repeat of the initial report about flowers and have left out the food donation. Why do they care so much? Again, once the gossip kicks in, and I mean, well, let's be fair. The image of the Duchess of Sussex with the flowers is something that we have clearly seen, but the other end of the story, where she's working in the kitchen and talking to these women as though she lives in the neighborhood. Well, fortunately, there's no cameras. There's really no way to share those moments, and that's the way it should be. But what we can see is what sells. What we can see is the Duchess at the memorial and the cameras clicking away and everything. Cameras, which, by the way, the Duchess of Sussex did not bring with her. It just so happens that these news outlets were in the area. And despite the fact that she was very casually dressed and everything, eventually it didn't take long for people to notice her, even though it was probably surreal to see her in a place where she, people wouldn't likely expect her to be. And there she was. So I could only imagine that it caused quite a stir. But then not everybody knew who she was. Then once the cameras swung in her direction, then it became clear, okay, so I wonder who that is. So, yeah. Okay, Bertha Stevens says, Baron, you are there to make us laugh, give us a little shade, and lift up the Sussexes. Right now, we need all the laughter we can do and get. I could appreciate that, Bertha Stevens, and definitely, if you're speaking in regards to that comment that someone made that I shared, exactly, it's healthier for you to have a good laugh every day. They say it adds several moments to your life if you are experiencing more joy than not. So it just happens that I like a good laugh, and I love humor, and I like to make other people laugh. So I'm always glad to do that, because I just think it's gives us a healthier overall disposition if we can just have a laugh more often than we drown ourselves in the miseries of the world. But we do have to be attentive. We do have to recognize the pain that other people are going through, and we do that also. We do that also. Like the actors symbol, comedy and tragedy. Well, that's all a part of life, comedy and tragedy. Okay, Vinny Blair says this story about Meghan and Tech. I think I read that already. I'm sorry, I need to scroll, don't I? Okay. Mina Ruth says, I hate when people use a person, uh, or is it person celebrity status or who's in public eye trying to do good and those in need to attack them for helping people who needs help. Yeah, on the one hand, you do have the high profile person who's moving within a space, which can only bring much needed attention to certain causes. And on the other hand, there's also the feelings of the person, in this case, a mom who has seen a tragedy, and as she has done since she was a kid, ever since the Duchess of Sussex was a kid, she would respond to tragedy. She would lean into these situations. Is something that she's always done and she always will do. The Harry, in his own place in the world, before he ever met Meghan, has always been someone who has leaned in instead of running away from these things. He hasn't shied away from some of the experiences that a lot of people ignore or dismiss, or once the news cycle has gone by, that's the end of it. But Prince Harry is in it for the long haul, and so is the Duchess of Sussex. That's what brought them together, is the fact that they want to do good in this world. And it doesn't seem to be enough to ever give them any peace of mind as far as the tabloid press is concerned. It is more of an excuse to attack. And so, yeah, today when I woke up and I looked at some of the headlines, they love to quote the angry comments from, let's say, the Fail or from Twitter and such. They love to make those quotes available in the tabloids so that people can see how angry the public is, even though, if you go to a tabloid where people already are likely to harbor certain feelings about the Sussexes, of course you're going to find a bunch of nasty comments, because people who avoid, let's say, the Daily Fail, people who avoid looking at the Daily Fail, they're not going to be available to comment in a positive way for the Sussexes, although some of them do. Some of them do. Some of them do read the Daily Mail, and some of them do go to the comments and will say very positive things. But if you're looking for negative comments about, the Sussexes or anybody for that matter, a good place to start is with the Fail, because they never let you down. They never let you down. Okay. Let's see. Donate food to volunteers and pay tribute to school shooting victims. Oh, thank you so much for that, LC Register. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. Gosh, I can't believe it's Friday. Let's see. And Black Queen, you say, Adrian, I'm so overwhelmed and devastated for all these families, especially the evil who had babies were massacred, all while those cowards stood around. Black Queen, thank you for being here. And thanks for sharing with us this weekend. Thank you so much for that. Again, these situations, they have a way to trigger a bunch of like dormant feelings, things that you thought you have at least learned to live with feeling. And then when something like this happens, it's like it exposes that raw nerve. So thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing your experience this weekend. Let's see. Beverly McCaskill says she knows what it means to lose a child and will always be someone to be there in some capacity to show her love and support. Oh, that's beautiful, Beverly. Thank you for saying that. Thank you so much. Uh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to scroll back just a little bit here. Phyllis Johnson says UK haters and media and tabloids can't handle the squad juice, can't handle the squad juice. So don't try to drink. You have been warned. The squad juice is strong and lethal. Well, Phyllis Johnson, I appreciate your spirit, but just so we know, when we say, or in this case, when she says the UK haters, that doesn't mean the majority of the people in the UK, because we do understand there's a difference between those that are drinking the Kool-Aid from the tabloid press and those, the majority, the very silent majority of people who are otherwise very supportive of the Sussexes, or at least really don't involve themselves in the hate. So we have to remember there's a difference between that, because it to look at the British tabloid press, it does seem like there's this majority of hate out there, especially in the UK, but that definitely is not the case. Which is why they're so nervous to have the Sussexes return, because I do believe that there's a lot of compassion and love for the Sussexes and people who identify with their situation, albeit with the royal family, who are going to be extremely supportive. We've seen it before and we'll see it again. So, again, not to paint with a broad brush, and I'm not accusing you of that, Phyllis. I just want to make it clear to anybody else that it doesn't mean that we assume that everybody in the UK share the sentiments of the derangers and the tabloid press. So have to make that very, very clear. Okay, so I need to keep this moving in one direction before I get myself confused. Rachel Sun says news photographs snapping at everyone going to the memorial. They didn't know who she was. She does look Hispanic, like the majority in the town. Yes, she does. She obviously could have been cast in certain roles as a Spanish speaking person, which of course she does speak Spanish fluently, by the way. She could have easily have been cast in any of those roles and she'd have fit right in. It is, I believe what they call it is a very ambiguous in appearance, where you're not sure exactly what ethnicity a person is. So ethnically speaking, she has a very ambiguous appearance and could play a variety of roles if necessary. Okay, and here we have Meghan dies the hard. I mean, it should be does the hard work behind the scenes. That's huge respect. Harry and Meghan are the real leadership and humanity. Are what real leadership and humanity looks like. Thank you. Sorry about that. And Dorothy Ross says, I saw a picture of Meghan wearing a face mask with several ladies. She was helping in the kitchen without other ladies knowing who she was, and only realized afterwards. Yes, and thank you, Dorothy. Thank you for being a member, and I'm definitely going to get to that very, very soon. Little Bell Grant says, I know it's not godly to wish bad on people. Uh-oh, should I finish reading this one? But the tabloid media and the royal rodents are in the UK are the scum of the earth. These despicable people should be given a taste of their own medicine. Well, Lily Bell, that was not so tough. I mean, but yeah, thank you. I got kind of nervous at the start of that. Okay, I need to do some. There we go. Became a YouTube member. Luna C, thank you so much for becoming a member, and thank you for being here this Friday. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. Verda Sanchez says, I had to get a few people told off on their channels that were speaking about her being there for pictures, and I went off. News said that reporter recognized who they tried to get her attention. Oh, they were trying to get her attention while she was there at the memorial. Yeah, and she wasn't there for any interviews or anything like that. Although it would really, really make anybody's career if they were able to get her attention. But she wasn't there in that capacity, and good for her. But she didn't answer nor pay any attention to them. She kept doing what she was doing and said she was not there for pictures and photo ops. These people are crazy. They're cray cray. Cookies and cream. It's a shame that the unroyal family and their R word clowns are using Meghan paying her respects to the victims as a way to attack her. These R word fools don't know when to stop with their hateful BS. Okay, thank you so much, Cookies and Cream. Vinny Blair says most people who hate on Meghan are trying to make themselves feel better about something in their own lives. Their hate and anger against her is a cover for their own bigotry and hate of people of color. You know what, Vinny Blair? This sounds very, very logical. I get that. I really do get that. Thank you for your comment. Okay, so let me scan here. I'm going to have to keep this moving because, good grief, we're already 30 minutes in. Hen Pao sends a super chat. Thank you so much for that. My sincere condolences. It is so sad that this evil act took place. I still can't comprehend how some people think, may God grant us all peace. Yeah. It, I saw the photos that person, that the killer posted online, and I I don't know what they were thinking that morning. I don't know what they were thinking at all. What came together in their world to make them think that this was a thing to do, and then to stand there in the classroom and just take one life after the other. It just makes you sick on the stomach. How does a person get to that place? Is that like a symptom of our society as a whole, or is there something else at play? I often wonder about that. Is there something else at play? Let me see. Yeah, good point. She could have gotten those right there in Montecito. Exactly. Exactly. That's a good point. It's 1,300 miles away. So, obviously, this is a mom who felt a certain way. And as someone pointed out earlier, she lost the child herself. She lost the child herself. And to carry a child and then lose a child, it's only a modern phenomenon that people really identify with the fact that there is a certain amount of grief and mourning that goes with um, losing a child, an unborn child. There's a certain amount of grief there that years ago people just didn't recognize, especially that they would flippantly say, "Oh, well, you're young, you could have another," or something like that. It's only now that people recognize that it's not only grief for the mother, but for both parents, for the entire family. In some cases, it can cause a lot of grief. So the Duchess of Sussex, because of as the squatty has said so many times, because of the vile, vicious tabloid press, she's already lost one child. And obviously, they were hoping that Archie would not have been born from the way that she had been harassed and viciously attacked by the tabloid press, by the derangers and such, with all the conspiracies and everything. Um, it 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 defies logic, and I can understand why people have this broad sense of them and they and such when it comes to the Duchess being in the United Kingdom. But again, it was just a minority of people in the press and some of the derangers that were hating on the Sussexes. The average person either didn't care. I mean, if you go to the UK, you'll find out people go about their daily lives. They don't give a toss about the royal family. Most people in the UK do not give a toss about their family. It is said that only, what is it, 56% of the people plan no celebration with the Jubilee whatsoever. So if you consider the fact that most people there don't concern their day-to-day lives with the royal family, they're just glad for the bank holidays and such, then of course those are people who are not in any way hating on the Sussexes or not actively working against them. So we have to keep that in mind because I really hate the idea that people assume that it's the popular thing in the UK to hate the Sussexes. That's not the case. It is a minority of people that feel that way. So just try to keep that in mind, if for no other reason but to keep you from, going crazy with despair about it. Okay, so enough about that. I don't want to go on about that too much, but okay. Let me see. I'm going to. Okay, a lot of comments. A lot of comments. Thank you for that, everyone. I am going to go all the way to the very last comment, and then I'm going to. You know what? I got a film. I got a film. I guess I'll just show it now. That makes sense. And then while I'm playing the video, I'm going to finish something that I started with my coffee a little while ago. Oh, you know what? I just realized. I just let me see, Baron, read my membership message. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. I just somehow kicked myself out. I hit the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. Um Church Nelly, you are turning into a jinx. What did you just do to me? I was reading something that you said, and next thing I know, I threw myself out of the live chat. I know I said I was going to show a video, and anyway, I'm back, you guys. I don't know what I just did. I literally kicked myself out the live stream. Um, ooh, I haven't done that in a while, have I? Let me see. So church I'm gonna go to film. That's what I'll do. And then I'll you know what? And the really bad thing is, not only did I do that, but I removed all my slides. So I gotta bring my slides back. Oh man. Okay, so here comes the video. And we have recovered from that very well. So
No worries, you guys. There's nothing that can't be fixed. And be prepared to adjust. Okay, so that was what I had prepared for today. So again, let's not lose the focus. The focus is truly the families, and to help channel that focus, you have lots of first responders, you have volunteers from that community and from outside the community that are there to assist in any way they can. And just so happens one of those people that arrived to help was the Duchess of Sussex. So, bravo for that. Donate food to volunteers and pay tribute to school shooting victims. And there is the Duchess of Sussex right there in the kitchen. And I'm pretty sure at this point, they didn't know who she was. She's just casually there with her baseball cap, her jeans, white t shirt. And it was said that she entered the back door and began working immediately. And yeah, so that's pretty much how the day went. Okay, Baron, I need to get out, and you have turned me into a watering pot. My goodness. Oh, Gene, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that we had a chance to like truly reflect on the those that were lost and their families. So um and with all the criticism that has been launched at the Duchess of Sussex, I also wanted to make sure that everybody understood it wasn't like this prolonged photo op as they try to make it out to be. She was literally there unannounced, and it just so happens that the media was in the area, and so it is what it is. Okay, so let me see. Well, that's interesting. Lynn says, my consolation is the world is finally seeing the British monarchy and the tabloid rodents for what they are. Thank you for that, Lynn. Exactly. That is so true. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw that one already. Does anyone know the lady? I'm sorry. Faith Miller says, does anyone know the lady who rubbed Meghan's back? And as they were leaving, staff member from Archwell noticed a photographer and got in view of the person video. I believe that, gosh, I can't remember her name, but I think I know who she is, but the name escapes me right now. But it's that very well-dressed lady. I think the one that kind of reminds me of Amal Clooney, slender, dark hair, and God, she dresses amazing. Let me see. Joining, okay, Persephone says, joining in on this scene, really hitting hard after seeing my kids off to school. What a wonderful human being she is. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, and thank you again. Okay. All those haters who keep demanding that Meghan should visit Thomas, tell me why has Scamantha not at is not at his bedside because there is no hospital to visit. It's all fake. Well, as far as we know, we haven't gotten a lot of information about Thomas's situation. Um, until we know better, we just have to assume that this is very much in line with what happened for the wedding, where they were trying to derail the wedding that is allegedly derail the wedding. And so, with the Sussexes so close to uh, leaving for the United Kingdom for the Jubilee, then is it really something wrong with us believing that this could also be a ruse? I mean, would we be out of line for saying that we don't necessarily believe what we're seeing? Seeing that Thomas was the boy who cried. Yeah, the boy who cried wolf. I think that is the one. The boy who cried wolf before. So if that is the case, why should we believe him? Watching her walk away, so upset with her companion's hand on her back and her security guard so aware of her being upset. Yeah, yeah. It was quite a scene, and you can just tell. You can tell that she was quite stirred up by everything that she was looking at, and seeing the names of those kids on those memorials like that. Is something about reading the names when you read a person's name, like for instance, when people look back on their ancestors without even photos, just seeing the name of someone that makes that person real. Once you give them a name, all of a sudden they become so much more real to you. And so instead of just statistics, looking at the names of the kids, what they're known by their families and by the school and such, that just brings even more life than just looking at still photos or reading statistics. Is something about the names that makes that person come alive, as though they're in your presence, as opposed to just being a fact or figure or some headline or statistic. There's something about those names, so you can't help but if you've ever been to the 9/11 memorial or any type of memorial, and you look at those names, there's something about that where it seems like everybody knows to turn it down, to get silent, to have some type of reverence. And so it's one thing to see something like that on TV, but when you're in the physical space, everything seems to change. So, and that's a good thing. People ought to, you know, take it down a notch or two, especially derangers and tabloid press. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to take a look at that. I had no idea who she was. She was just carrying on a conversation like her and I had knew each other for years. A community center volunteer said, I believe she said that she thought Megan was just someone from her neighborhood, one of her neighbors or whatever. That is like the height of all compliments right there. Okay. So again, most of these are from yesterday. I'm just reviewing the first slides from yesterday, and then I have another set of slides like this one. On her way, I'm sorry, is her way, her nature, her call, nothing new here, just being herself. And so if you go here, you can see The first story right there was Meghan Markle worked in the soup kitchen as a teenager, just like her future husband, Prince Harry. And then the other one recalls when the Duchess of Sussex was the actress from the series Suits. Toronto Charity shares previously unseen photo of Meghan Markle volunteering in soup kitchen. And there she is with a baseball cap on, trying very hard not to be singled out or noticed for any particular reason, just there to work like everybody else. I mean, I'm pretty sure that day she wasn't expecting to take a photo, but you know, don't want to do anything to my hair, just need to be there. So she slaps on the baseball cap, like so many other people, and she walks out the door and she goes to volunteer. And let's remember that people on the staff of Suits were the ones who would testify to Megan's integrity and her compassion and charity by saying that she was the one who drove the food drive at the studio, whereas they were throwing out food every day. And she was like, what are we doing with that food? And they were like, well, we really can't. And that we can't turned into um, taking the food to very hungry people who appreciated that gourmet spread that were laid out for people who barely eat because they want to make sure they can so they can make sure that they appear smaller on television or just the right size. So yeah, it's very cruel that the craft service table on most movie or television sets is loaded with good food, but you dare not eat it if you want to start, or should I say end the season the same way you start the season. So it is a huge temptation. And most people, if they're smart, they'll just eat carrot sticks or whatever. So, but it's gourmet food. They hire a chef to make the food. Okay. And there's a big wide angle view of the memorial. I'm guessing that's in the town square. And then here you have it. Family member tell me Joe Garcia, husband of, I hope I'm saying it right, Uvalde teacher Irma Garcia has just died of a heart attack. We found that out yesterday. That and there's actually a video around where he's walking up to the memorial, he's laying flowers, and then 2 days later he passes away. So they were high school sweethearts and they leave behind 4 children. That is a very, very handsome couple. I mean, just beautiful couple. Beautiful, beautiful couple. And they just seem so connected to one another, and it's just really sad and very sad for their children. Megan secretly visits memorial for murdered South African school students, African student rather. Well, this just goes to show that the Duchess of Sussex, over her lifetime, has carried out acts like this on many occasions. Most of them not in front of a camera, just by chance. She was either here or there, and just by chance this time there just happened to be cameras there. So it's one of those cases where you ask the question, what can I do to help? And one of the ways to work on your mental health when something like this happens is by being proactive. By being proactive. By being proactive, not only are you supporting the mental health of other people who are closer to the situation, like the people in this very close knit community, but you're also helping yourself. And by helping others, you are still helping yourself. So there's so many things that you can gain from this, but that feeling of helplessness that some people have, some people can only give money, some people can reach out with phone calls, and some people actually show up and volunteer. Some people do all of that. So whatever you can do, it's just best to do it. Reach out to people. Mary Jane says, "Oh dear, they are saying that They're saying the door was propped open. The door should have been closed. Oh my. Uh, None of the orders in place. Wow, I am hurting more after hearing this. Now, if you're referring to the school and how the shooter had access to the school, it's so early right now. We, I think that it would be better just to wait for the investigation. I mean, that does sound like it could be true, but I saw the things about people saying that the police were not reacting fast enough, and if that is the case, that is definitely something that needs to be investigated. But the thing is, there may have been some officers who were not moving fast enough, but then they also say that this one officer, he let it be known that he was getting his hair cut. I read somewhere he was getting his hair cut, and halfway through the haircut, he borrows a shotgun and runs toward school. So both of those things can be true at the same time. So I say, for everybody's sake, let them investigate this further before we decide whether or not someone has fallen short, and likely someone has, but right now there's still families mourning. But that's just my advice. Let's see. Baron, I saw the headline that Megan was following in Kate's shoes. Oh God. Are you trying to make me up, Chuck? Following in Kate's shoes? Kate? Kate is new to all this type of stuff. Megan has been doing this before. Let me stop. Okay, but yeah. Oh, that's tacky. That's really tacky. But Beverly Jackson, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Let's see. I hate to say anything to make the Duchess look bad. Yeah, yep. Okay, let me go on here. So again, the president and first lady are going to Texas on May the 29th. This Sunday, they will be in Texas. So look forward to that. And let's see, get my other slides up here. There we go. So let's get into the real nitty gritty. I am going to have to make this a little bigger so I can see it. For those that don't know, I graduated from Uvalde. Unfortunately, some are trying, I'm sorry. Oh, that is small. Some are saying this is a publicity stunt, but my friends and classmates have confirmed she was there in a very humble manner. She, of course, being the Duchess of Sussex. She's been comforting parents that lost their children. She's a mother who is doing what she can for those parents. She's been trying to do what she can to volunteer to help feed families. First responders, volunteers comfort those around her, and even offering financial assistance to help parents bury their angels at a cost no parent should ever have to pay for. It's easy to make false claims about what you don't know. Please keep in mind this is such a broken community right now that literally every single person that showed up is truly making a difference. I'm glad she's doing what she can. I live in Alaska right now, and if I could afford to do what she is doing, I would in a heartbeat. Thank you, Meg, for making time out of your busy schedule to help mend our broken hearts. Like I said, I wish they had. I wish. No, I'm sorry. She says, "Oh, okay." This like they said, I wish I had Megan's money because I would be there in a heartbeat. So glad to see she's using her resources to do what she can. Okay, that's in the black part down there. Ooh, that's small. But yeah, Megan, and then Ellie Hall, I think we know that name as one of the royal reporters. Um, and I'm not even going to get into that right now. Meghan did not bring any cameras, Netflix or otherwise, to the community center when she dropped off her donation. She avoided the news cameras and reporters that were already at the community center. Volunteers told whatever that is, she snuck into the kitchen through the back door. That was written yesterday. It says the 26th. So, yeah, that's from yesterday. That's from yesterday. So these are some of the things that we should think about when these. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize I can make that bigger like that. Oh, doggone it. Anyway, so yeah, now it's easier to see. Beware, baby boomer work here. Let me see. Justy Siempre says, what is brutal is that the gun reform, which 90% of us want, has not happened. Why are we being held hostage by a few power hungry NRA warish? Oh, not warish. That's okay. Whorish, whorish politicians. Oh, good question. Warish. It's whorish. Whores, I tell you, whores. Okay, thank you for your comment, and that is a great question. All right. All right, sir, you guys. Let me okay, I'm scrolling. All right, right here it says Leslie Ann Hector says there's a news clip where a parent was asking the cop to give him uh his weapon and vest to go in while um you were hearing shots. Okay, while you were hearing shots in the background. I am not aware of that. You know what, you guys? As much as I hate to do it, I mean, oh boy, I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm really curious at this point because if this is the case that that happened, it is a teachable moment. And as much as I've been trying to avoid some of those details, but I guess it would be unfair for me to talk about it and not know anything about it. So um, it does help to piece together the story. And gosh, I'm so sorry that happened. That's the first I'm hearing of something like that. And I did see something about parents that were handcuffed and pepper sprayed, and I was like, my God, what were they doing? You know, not the parents, but the authorities there. What were they doing? The whole idea that everybody should have a gun, that this is the what is it, the Second Amendment? The guns, guns, guns. If those people had guns, those kids would still be alive. Well, if somebody wants to go in there and defend their children, why would you stop them? You know, if especially in Texas where this is a very gun friendly, gun toting state, you know, and Leslie Ann, that I'm so glad you showed me that because I had no idea about that. And if that is true, it does beg the question, if you want to make sure that everybody has the right to have a gun and that everybody should have a gun at their side, when something like this happens, if you won't defend their children, then why won't you let the parents do it? I mean, I get that um it's the responsibility of the law enforcement, but if they are not doing their jobs, then somebody has to do it. Again, I'm going to wait until this is investigated before give an opinion about it. But I'm going to look into it because you shared this with me. I'm going to look into it. Thank you for that because now I want to know. Joan Commonwealth says if you're listening to the press conference today, they themselves admitted that they had messed up and fallen short. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, you guys are full of information. Thank you so much for that. Anastasia says, what the fluff? Beverly J. Megan wasn't there for photo ops or attention, unlike the other one who was there for attention and photo ops. Very true. Very, very, very true. Thank you so much, Anastasia. Okay, so let me go here take that out the way there. So Meghan Markle is not new to this. She has been advocating for families for so long. And if we go here, ooh boy, that's tight. Let me try. Um, for those that don't know, I graduated. Oh, okay. So we saw that one already. The one here on the other side, Tuesday, October 3rd, the appalling mass shooting in Las Vegas almost defies belief for its scale and horror. I've championed for gun control in America since Sandy Hook atrocity in 2012 when I was working for CNN. One of my most enlightened conversations about this explosive issue came with a famous US actress after another school shooting in 2015 during the US election race when a student at the oh boy something college in Oregon. Gosh, I'm sorry, I can't say that one. Shot dead a professor and 8 other students in the classroom. Gosh, I don't even remember that one. What is it with your nation and guns? I asked the actress. Shameful. I know. She replied. Yeah, shameful. I know. She replied. It is so deeply controversial and bring up so many other issues, race relations, um, religious intolerance, etc. So since we can't solve each of those in one fell swoop, the logical solution would be to have much stricter gun laws. But there is resistance over your head unless you fall into the Trump school of thought. Oh gosh, let me see if I can make this bigger. Oh, okay. Okay, I just enlarged it. The Trump school of thought that is not the gun, but the mental illness. So then why give mental ill people access to guns? Legally is staggering. I admire your stance at CNN on gun violence. Just wish more people in my country would make a stance about it. If America regulating guns like it does cars, I replied, thousands of lives would be saved every year. Yes, she agreed. I read an interesting thing on Instagram recently suggesting we treat every man who wants a gun like a young woman who wants an abortion. So he'd have a mandatory 48-hour waiting period, parental permission, and a note from his doctor proving he knows what he's doing. And then he'd be shown a video about the effects of gun violence. And when he tries to buy one, he'd be made to walk through a bunch of people calling him a murderer because their loved ones had been shot dead. Good idea from at least one American who understands something has to be done to stop the slaughter. The actress was Meghan Markle. That was a conversation that was, you know what I'll do is I will, you know, copy that and then put it clearly and put this in the community tab for you guys so you can see it for yourself. But I will copy this and I will make sure that I put it in a way that's very clear and easy to see. But this is like a newspaper clip from October the 3rd. I don't know what year it was, but I believe it was it 2015? Yeah, I think it was 2015. So very interesting. And so the Duchess of Sussex has, according to this article, has had a conversation about this with a person in the media. All right, so let's go on. Well, take a look there. Um, some of you all have seen those numbers on the left side before. I'm just going to share a few things. This is not to say yay or nay. I'm not going to even start the conversation about gun control as far as I see it. Yes, I agree that there's got to be stricter laws and everything, but this is just one of those things that nobody can seem to agree upon. So I don't want to get into a much deeper conversation about it than we already have. But let me get myself comfortable here. Okay. So, look at all those places where the AR-15 has made mass murder easy. Uvalde, Buffalo, Boulder, Orlando, Parkland, Las Vegas, Aurora, Colorado, Sandy Hook, Waffle House, San Bernardino, Midland, Odessa, Poway Synagogue, Sutherland Springs, and Tree of Life Synagogue. And then there on the right is a gross characterization of how Americans are viewed by the rest of the world, how other countries imagine Americans eat breakfast. About a pound of cooked bacon, toast slathered with butter, egg over easy, coffee with cream and sugar, coffee mug displaying weapons, and of course, a firearm. I can assure you my breakfast didn't look anything like that. I had no firearm at my breakfast. Okay, so more than 33,000 Americans die each year from gun violence, and each one of those squares represents 10 victims of gun violence. Now, this is a pretty old statistic, like, no, I'm not sure exactly how old it is, but could you imagine that? 33,000 people every year that have died from gun violence. That's not even counting the ones that survived. These are just the ones who died. In spite of medical intervention, in some cases, those people still died from gun violence. And if you can't see that, let me help you out. He was just having a bad day. He was just having a bad day. Yeah, he was just having a bad day. Recalled after 27 deaths. You baby boomers remember the Ford Pinto. Recalled after 7 deaths. You all remember the Tylenol scare. And then, of course, still going strong after 32,000 deaths per year for decades. The firearm. There is no recall. And then, of course, someone who I am so proud of, David Hogg. David Hogg. He survived the Parkland massacre, and he's been an activist. Um, these photos are a few years old. He's been sporting a beard as of late, but he has been a tireless activist for gun control. He and his family are not against owning a firearm. They just want some laws that will ban things like the AR-15 and a lot of the other ways that people are able to kill. But his family, I believe his father is in the FBI or retired from the FBI or something like that. But he has been working since that time as an activist. Um, and of course, I think he's quite the patriot. I made that meme right there. Patriot, David Hogg for president. Who knows? Someday. And of course, thank you, NRA. Whether you are for it or against it, one thing that is a constant is that the NRA has supplied a lot of money to politicians. And you can see right there, killing gun control bill, and the check, this fictitious check is signed Wayne LaPierre. Now, I don't know what to think about this comment, but the Daily Mail, as you know, you guys, I really have it in for the Daily Mail when it comes to Barack Obama. I think that they show so little respect to um, the 44th president of the United States. So little respect. Um, Exclusive. Living the high life, Obama exits a $20,000 a night New York City hotel after being blasted for sending tweets likening Texas school massacre to George Floyd's murder. Well, I don't know what Obama was thinking. And to be honest with you, I'm thinking right now. I didn't even let me see. The tweet says, "As we grieve the children of Uvalde today, we should take time to recognize that 2 years ago have passed since the murder of George Floyd under the knee of a police officer. His killing stayed with us all to this day, especially those who love him." Okay, so he's recognizing that it's been 2 years since George Floyd. And so, of course, the Daily Mail decided to attack the President Obama yet again. Now, um, when I saw this, of course, I was furious as per usual. I'm furious every time I see them attacking President Obama. Well, take a look at this. That is the first black president of the United States, the only black president of the United States that we know of. And there he is with his family, 8 years without any investigations or impeachment or controversies, anything like that. No wayward family members, or just a perfect 8 years in office. It had its ups and downs, but through it all, President Obama was living up to his nickname, No Drama Obama. And of course, I threw this together just to make the derangers' heads explode. Megan, one of us, just a little something to make the deranger's head explode. Now, let's compare that to an unelected head of state who lives in incredible grandeur. I mean, look at that. A gold piano. Doesn't everybody have one? I mean, the White House doesn't look this posh, right? And so instead of criticizing President Obama for having earned his seat at the table, for becoming the highest, what do you call it, ascending to the highest office in the land, here we have an unelected head of state whose family and ancestors have take since, well, for 1,000 years now, haven't they? Um, and nobody says anything about that in the tabloid press. I mean, no, they couldn't do that if they wanted to, could they? I mean, look at this. Queen Elizabeth goes viral for urging generosity and self sacrifice in front of an ornate gold piano. You just couldn't make this up. So when I see them criticizing President Obama, the first thing I do is I go right back to the Queen and the way she lives. It was said today that the Queen took a trip to Balmoral for a week so that she can rest from all of the excitement of the Jubilee. Now, as we probably are guessing right now, it may be her last time going to Balmoral, and maybe she wants to say goodbye to a few people or whatever. We don't know. She may go back again next year, possibly. But the thing is, President Obama worked hard for his slice of the pie, whereas Queen Elizabeth, everything was just kind of handed to her. And no matter how much they say that her speech and her presence steadies the nerves of an uncertain nation during times of trouble, um, I don't think anybody felt any less from President Obama. He had his people that loved and hated him as much as there are people that love and hate the Queen. There's not one person that hasn't had their ups and downs with both, except for one thing. At least the president of the United States, President um, Obama, earned his lot in life. The Queen has been given everything. And so, to me, as an American, as an African American, it is offensive. It is offensive that they go after President Obama day after day after day for any little thing, for any little thing, but yet you have someone who is firmly ensconced in palaces and castles and sits in front of a gold piano and encourage people to sacrifice and to be more generous. I don't like it. So never mind the Jubilee. Anyway, aside from that, let me get into just a little uh, bit of business here. Okay, there we go. Hey, this picture is heartbreakingly shocking. How many cameramen do you need to show that you are a mother with compassion? Well, if you're a Hollywood actress, then you need a whole. She probably had a camera in her baseball cap, and there's a camera in Archie's juice box, and the security guard was probably a cameraman one time. I mean, as per usual, it wouldn't be complete without that troll, Angela Levin, chiming in with her comments. Yeah, so Angela went there about Meghan's appearance. I see she tried to show just a little restraint, ever so slightly, just asking how many cameras do you need to show that you are a mother with compassion. Well, at least she said mother with compassion, but other than that, it was all toxin and poison throughout the statement. And then there's this, the big comparison to the Duchess of Cambridge and her random acts of kindness. And it is quite random because she doesn't usually do it. But here she cosplays the Duchess of Sussex baking banana bread for her visit to Australia when they had the drought. Well, here she is. These products came from the kitchens of Kensington Palace or the local bakery. She did not bake these herself. Royal couple brought homemade chocolate brownies and granola bars from Kensington Palace for volunteers coordinating the relief effort. Well, again, cosplaying the Duchess of Sussex. And then, of course, I love receipts. Is the press part of the Meghan Markle Netflix crew? Well, there you see down there. Um, that is the Getty Press. And then here on the right side, you can see, oh gosh, I'm sorry, Associated Press. So you have Getty on the left side, um, and then on the right side, you have the Associated Press, not Netflix. Definitely not Netflix. So there you have it. Again, copycat strikes again. Copy King strikes again in this case. Copy King strikes again. Cosplaying the Duchess of Sussex. So, um, let me go to some of your comments. But anyway, that is what I have for slides today. And I think I'll rest on this image right here. And then in the background, I'm going to play the video, perhaps without sound this time. I'll play that without sound. Or at least I'll keep it very low. So, Elizabeth been in England all her life. Family and all without paying taxes. Local media cannot talk about Andrew. That's a dictatorship. Thank you, Adrian Burrow. And here we have the whole royal thing will just be always incomprehensible to us because we are not royalists. We just can't feel the 2,000-year history on our backs, you know? Thank you, Justy. Okay. When you're as smart and as intelligent as President Obama, you see through people. It's like watching infants stealing a pacifier. Yeah. Where did her behind go? I'm not sure, Adrian. I think it's back on the shelf. But yeah, that was very touching of, the Duchess of Sussex. Thank you, Audrey Teschner. Yeah, Teschner, yeah, that's it. Audrey Teschner for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is something else. Every time I look at that, I'm just, like, speechless that those people are going through that. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker, and thank you for being a member, and also thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, comments. Let's get through some comments, and I'm gonna give love to our faves, and, I'm overdue for a little bit of my usual messy, but I wanted to get us through this today and yesterday, just to get us through this without being too messy, because it seems like a little bit of a yeah, it's a very heavy subject and a heavy topic. So we will do some messy soon, I promise, because I got some stuff to get out my system. As you know, I have been showing great restraint, and you know how I do. Okay, so let's give love to our faves. Doria, thank you so much, Doria, for everything that you have been to your daughter, all the guidance, all the love, the encouragement. That is why we have the Duchess of Sussex today. And also to our Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana, who somehow, let's call it a mother's intuition, knew that someday Harry was going to go on to some incredible things in his life, that he was destined for. I can't say that she chooses one son over the other, but destined for true greatness, not just namesaking greatness, but true greatness. So thank you, Princess Diana. Okay, and let's see. Dry brownies and hard granola bars, right from the Kensington Palace kitchens. Okay, Josephine Young says, when you're, oh, I'm sorry, I saw that one already, didn't I? Okay, Connie Bomber says there's no comparison to our Meghan. Um, None whatsoever. Not now, nor in the next life, boo. Okay, not in the next life, boo. Yvonne Clark, hi, Yvonne Clark. They had to make up from the smile and wave comment. Did you say the smile and wave comments? Do I have that handy? Where they said that that's about all they could do, smile and wave comment? I think I do. As a matter of fact, I know I do. Just to set it up for you guys, if you don't know, when they made a visit to the Ukraine Cultural Center, during that visit, Prince, oh, Baltimore, as people call him, but Prince William made it very clear that there's not much that they can do. As a matter of fact, he said it very clear, and he said it very fast, that all they're capable of is a little smile and a little wave, and that's about all they can do. So let me see if I can find that. Just a little shady today, just a hint of shady. Shady but true. Just a little smile and a little wave. That's about all we can do. We can't really do much, even though my grandma's um, richer than any other woman on the face of the earth. That's all we're capable of. And he should know, because she bought him an 8 million pound helicopter. I don't think my grandmother ever bought me a 8 pound anything, not to mention a helicopter. So let me find that. Uh, Come on, smile and wave. Where are you? I cannot find my little smile and the little wave. Oh, I know why, because that's one of the older videos. Okay, coming at you guys. Coming at you. A little smile and a little wave. That's about all we can do. Huh. And the weird thing is, we just looked at that one. We just looked at that one. In the meantime, then, okay. In the meantime, let's do this then. Oh, there it is right there. A little smile and a little wave. All right. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Little smile and a little wave. That's about all we can do.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's lots more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know. I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's lots more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
And then he's saying it so fast, like he's got a plane to catch. Did you notice that? He said it so fast, like he's got to get over to Heathrow because there's a private jet waiting to take him to Dubai or someplace like that. So yeah, just absolutely heartless. Now that compared to Prince Harry. Let me see. Oh, okay, I got it. Let's do a little comparison. Everything Harry says is just, as far as I'm concerned, so miles ahead of his brother. Okay, do we got it? Nope, not that. Oh, I'm sorry. That one won't play on this format. Okay, sorry about that. That one I cannot play. But anyway, okay, you guys, I think that does it for us today. Thank you so much for all of your super chats and super stickers. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And keep praying for the families in Texas, for everything that they're going through. Keep reaching out to one another in support. Pick up the phone if you think anyone has been triggered by these events, because as you, like when my sister called me and I'm waiting to, hear whether or not my brother left the hospital. Of course, when she was yelling in the phone, "Did you see that? Did you see what happened?" I'm just like, okay, so I don't think that's about my brother. But she was like, I said, what? She said, in Texas, in Texas. And I'm like, no, let me, look on YouTube so I can get caught up, and I'll call you back. And, there it was. So again, keep your prayers, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. We are going to Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here. And again, we will be back at the same time tomorrow. I'm so glad to be back on my schedule. Thank you so much for being patient those days I was away from home. Thank you for your prayers. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, I'm sorry. I need a last thought of the day. Who has the last word for the day? Let me see. Marianne Morris says, if I ever ran across Meghan, I would let it be known at the time. I would talk to her and let her know that she has plenty of people that love and pray for them. I would have to tell her about you, Baron. Oh, Marianne, thank you so much for that. But tell her, but don't tell Harry about me. Yeah, just don't, because Harry. I don't know if Harry would like my impersonations. Philip, Philip, I know I saw Philip. I know I saw Philip. Philip. Oh man. So yeah, we uh yeah, let's think about that, Marianne Morris. Let's think about that. Sometimes these things can unknowingly backfire on us, and yeah, so yeah. I tell you what, when the time comes, just follow your conscience because your conscience won't steer you wrong. I'm sure the family has a sense of humor about those things, and they've heard it all before. Maybe they ain't heard me say it, but I'm sure they heard it all before, and nobody would have as big a laugh than they would, especially the queen herself. I'm sure she would find it quite humorous. So yeah, you do you, boo. You do you. Oh man. Like for instance, how about this one? How about this one? I'm sure, where are you there? I'm sure they've seen this before, right? That's nothing new. Or how about this one? How about this one? Just remember this before before you mention my name. Uh, just remember a couple of these things, okay? One more time. One more time. And then, of course, since we're doing my Betty's greatest hits, surely there's one more that I can pull out of my hat. How about this one? Wait, wait for it. Okay, here we go. Incoming. One more time. Uh, thank you for that. I needed to laugh. Okay, so thank you for bringing that up. But yeah, you tell them whatever you want to tell them. I don't tell you what to do. But that was a very nice thing you said. I really appreciate that. Very sweet. Thank you so much. And thank you one and all for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you, Your Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, for being such a good sport about this. I'm sure the Queen is probably watching Royal Sussex right now. She probably says, "Oh, let me stop." But anyway, she probably has, one of the men in gray suits turning on for her. Just like watching Keeping Up Appearances, I'm pretty sure it's a very crucial part of her day. Very crucial, right?
Time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay. Your Majesty, would you like to watch Royal Sussex?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh man. Okay, y'all. We gotta go. Here comes the Ginger Avenger. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I will see you at the same time tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I almost hit end broadcast. Let me focus on what I'm doing. You know what else has been missing? I'm going to tell you what else has been missing. Um, that is what's been missing from Royal Sussex. We haven't had an appearance by Afro Annie in a minute, and don't think it has escaped my notice. Actually, it did. That's why it ain't happened. Plus, we're doing a little low key right now since the nation is in mourning for yet another one of those situations. But I think we should end with that one. Okay. Just a little programming note. I don't know what that means when you say programming note, but I like to say it because it makes me feel really official. Here's a little programming note. Nathan is back in town and he's going to help me with some technical things like he was supposed to do last time he was here. And I ended up at two concerts in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Don't ask me how that happened, but I ended up at not one, but two concerts. My first time eating out at a restaurant since the start of the pandemic, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to another restaurant and concert. So, uh, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah, so I said. So, anyway, Nathan is supposed to help me with my merchandise, Connie Balmer. You asked me to change the colors, and what did I do? Ruined it and made the whole thing useless. So, we're going to put the merchandise back. He's promised that there will be some actual work done this time. No concerts and, all that kind of stuff, but we're going to get some work done. Remember, I said that. So, um, look for some changes on the Royal Sussex channel soon, like new merchandise and what else was I saying? Oh yeah, and yeah, we anyway we got some stuff fixed, and he's gonna actually help this time. So I promise you, I won't end up in Milwaukee. So, uh, I know, Connie, you asked me to add some colors other than just the regular stuff I had, and when I tried to do that, everything went south. So, we're gonna fix that. He's here to help. So we're gonna fix that very soon. And he's also gonna do one of the lives with me too. So look forward to that. So that's a programming note. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay. Thanks, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and take care of others. Remember to reach out, especially at this time when everyone is in mourning. Don't forget to reach out to people you love and people that you just like. Just like people are worth talking to. Okay. See y'all next time.